Not only did the wolves get stuffing, they got it with a side of wife and child.
Take a seat and rip open those trapper keepers. I am Christopher, here with the lovely Mr. Hootie.
What's up, fellas? Excited to be here. Excited to talk about yet another turkey film.
Stuff this bitch. And my big brother, Mr. Nasty himself, Joseph.
What up, y'all? Let me go ahead and start this off by apologizing to both you guys. IMDb led me astray. It said this is a fucking horror movie. It's not a horror movie. Totally not a horror movie. Fuck you, IMDb, for putting us through this shit. Let's get it over with.
That is a really well-accepted apology there, Joey.
It's Thanksgiving, man. I'm not going to hold anybody's feet to the fire on this one. Today's assignment, 2012's ThanksKilling 3. The lesson: think twice before investing in that holiday theme park with your best bud.
I'm going to take a ride on that gravy train and take a trip through the fucking maze.
The maze, man.
I'm excited to see if anybody in the audience thought this was a good movie in the review section.
They also got a cran tram. What did he say?
The fuck did he say?
Was it a cram tram or some shit?
There were so many bad open mic jokes scattered throughout here. It's hard to kind of keep up.
This is the first film that I fell asleep to, fellas, on this show.
Oh, Jesus, man.
I fell asleep.
You're not a real fan, man.
It happens. This is not a horror movie. You know, my body is ready for horror, and then I fell asleep to this.
Well, it's got small horror elements sprinkled throughout, but it's definitely not in the vein of ThanksKilling, the original.
No. Well, we're burying the lead here. We're covering ThanksKilling 3 as a choice made by Mr. Joseph here. So
I thought I was being a fucking smart boy and tying this fucking franchise up with a bow. Instead, I just rubbed this fucking review in like a pile of shit and just like left it out in the rain for the fucking crows to take.
Well, we appreciate the ownership. So without further ado, the floor is yours, sir.
All right, let's start off with a couple of fan reviews of this film. Let's start with the positives. I had to do a lot of digging to fucking drudge up a positive review, but this guy really digs this movie. Guy by the name of Austin, the Film Critic 10.
Ooh, a film critic.
By way of IMDb.
Professional, I like it.
This review actually took place this time last year, December of 2021.
Shit, maybe we encouraged him to watch it.
I know, right? His review is as follows. ThanksKilling 3 is a masterful dive into the human psyche. Imagine, if you will, an absurdist epic, the likes of Ben-Hur. Truly, it is a unique experience, a true palate cleanser, and a spiritual experience. There is also a puppet I wanted to fornicate with. 9.18 out of 10.
This has definitely got to be somebody. This is a parody, right? This is a fucking joke.
No. I know Hootie's movie tastes as bad as well as I know yours. I know you're the only one that has seen Ben-Hur. How does this movie compare to Ben-Hur?
We need a real breakdown, Chris. Real breakdown.
Ben-Hur is a 3-hour epic from the 60s starring Charlton Heston.
Sounds about an hour and a half too long.
This movie felt like it was 3 hours.
It's about half of that with about a millionth of the talent, budget, and prep work. It's just bad.
So you're saying that it's close?
If you could multiply this an infinite amount, eventually, I guess you'll be more valuable to society than Ben-Hur. But personally, I prefer Gladiator to Ben-Hur. Very similar stories. So for what it's worth, there's my little film critic 2 cents.
Yeah, I'm ready for Gladiator 2. Let's go. And the negative reviews, they came aplenty. But I like this guy's.
Wait a second here.
I like this guy's metaphor or whatever fucking figure of speech this is. Obviously, he negative review 1 out of 10, titled "Gave It a Chance," or "Gave It a Fair Chance." Made it halfway before we turned it off. By M.M. Morey, 22721 in November of 2020. These are some like relatively recent reviews.
Yeah, I feel like this movie has definitely been a product of some recent hearsay, word of mouth, or something. Like why is this in the zeitgeist recently?
It's always around Thanksgiving too.
It's on Pluto TV and Tubi, two free
Tubi.
mainstream sources.
Maybe it's the Tubi blowing up the last couple
Oh
of years
shit!
thing.
Yeah, y'all remind me to cancel my like Amazon subscription after this. This is where I fucking
This is a
watch
good
the
time to
movie
do
for
that.
free. So
We can actually take the time out of the episode to listen to you type your
I'm gonna do
cancellation email here.
all right, the review is as follows. Made about halfway through the movie, hoping it would turn around, and it didn't. Had to turn it off. This movie felt like someone baking a cake. The first cake was decent and tasted not all that bad. But then the second cake they try to make, the coolest different cake of all time by dumping any and all ingredients in the batter. Like ketchup plus mustard, onions, burnt pancakes, raw beef, rotten bananas, sour oranges, ice cream, brown
very thorough.
guacamole, and hot sauce.
Oh,
The point
shit.
is, ThanksKilling 3 was all over the place and as unwatchable as the second cake was edible.
Made a 2-layer cake instead of a 3-layer cake, which is the common take there for the cake.
The that concoction he just crafted there in that review kind of reminds me of something we used to do as teenagers, where we'd
Talking
mix
about
a lot of dumb shit in a blender.
Suicide soda.
Just
You
mix
mix
a lot of random
45
shit like
sodas.
milk and different liquids in a blender and dare each other to drink it. And then
No.
or someone would end up vomiting, of course.
Here's what we really used to
anything
do.
with milk is disgusting. Besides
Yeah,
like
pretty
cookies,
much.
of course.
What a White Russian. That's okay.
I never had a White Russian.
I used to make this thing, I probably talked about it on here before, called the Diabetes Special, where I take a bunch of Oreos and just fucking, like, break them up into a big-ass thing of milk and just fish them out with a spoon.
Cookies and cream style.
I guess to throw right on in here, I make salads without the vegetables. So there.
Oh,
You just eat a
that's-
bunch of fucking croutons?
That's a
croutons,
burger,
bacon
right?
bits, eggs, ham, cheese. There you
Oh
go.
yeah, I remember that. That was a
There's
movie
your
in Golden
salad.
Corral back in the day. You just get all the
Yeah.
little chopped ham and the
Load
bacon
it
bits,
down.
put a little dressing on it. It's a
Protein
cholesterol
powerhouse, baby.
sandwich, Dad.
That's
I would
fine.
just,
you
I would
work it
just
out.
take an empty glass and put a bunch of cubed ham in it and just drink the ham.
We just get a cup of that ham. I'll be honest with you.
All right, let's move on to talking about the director of ThanksKilling 3. Jordan Downey returns as director.
What a guy.
Talked
He
about
did it.
Jordan quite a bit in our previous review of ThanksKilling. So yeah,
Prominent
I don't
voice
think-
actor as well, right?
Don't think we need to. Yeah, actually, I like his voice work, and his passion for puppetry is pretty appealing to me as well. Honestly, as much as
His
we're going to
pup-
shit on this movie, his passion for it is pretty great.
His puppets leave a lot to be desired.
Uh,
We're talking about production value here.
yeah.
Production value, yes.
But yeah, so he's
Um,
done this, the original, and I believe he somehow got to direct a Critters sequel
Well,
after
it was,
this. Is
it
that
was
true?
a short we talked about in the last
Oh
one.
yeah. Okay.
It was actually pretty good.
And
He
some
also
kind of medieval thing.
directed Headhunter, which I heard was
So yeah,
actually
he
halfway
turned
decent.
this into something professional. So I guess that deserves some kind of applause. I don't know.
And I also want to bring up the score, music by Zayn Effendi. In my opinion, best part of the movie. If you're
Music
into-
was fucking tight, man.
Dude, the music
I
was
really
tight.
liked the music.
If you're into dubstep, then this is actually pretty decent. But
I mean, that's not even my jam, but when it was going down, I was like,
oh yeah,
I was feeling something, you know.
it was like a
I
fucking acid
appreciated it.
trip. Like if you was on acid or like LSD or shrooms, dude, that would be like right up your alley. But my opinion that the genre of music a lot of people consider the worst ever created is the most redeeming aspect of the movie. That pretty much tells you what's in store.
If we use the word film at all during this episode, you feel free to stop the episode then and there because we've officially failed you.
All right, on to the interesting factoids. Probably going to be the shortest interesting factoids section we've ever had.
This is going to be our
I
longest
have-
episode. I can already tell.
I have one. It was funded by a Kickstarter campaign to the tune of $112,000 and $112,000 How the fuck do you say this number?
$112K. Let's just go with that.
$112.
$1,000.
$1,248.
I can't say fucking names. Y'all make fun of me.
$112,248. Haven't you ever written out a check, man? Come on.
Not to the tune of $112,000.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think I've done that either. No.
Which was 32 times the budget of the original, which was $3,500.
Could you imagine?
So technically, it should be 30 times as good as the original movie.
Definitely didn't hit that mark.
I would take 1 times personally the quality.
Could you imagine giving to this GoFundMe, and this is what was produced?
I feel like the way that it comes together is if you contributed to the GoFundMe, you got to add like a line of dialogue or some shit because everything just feels so random here.
Oh, it feels like everybody that chipped in was able to chime in with an idea.
Yeah, everyone got to write like a page of the script or something if they paid because this is this seems like a million different cooks, you know. The first one was not great and it was fucking corny, but I could at least kind of follow what the fuck was going on.
Okay, that's probably why I fell asleep because I couldn't follow it. I couldn't put what the hell was happening together.
As a contrast, you know the Babadook was Kickstarter funded as well, or crowdfunded.
Well, that's a great crowdfunded movie. Phil.
Oh, you're talking about a piece of elevated horror, if I remember.
Babadook.
Oh yeah, it definitely.
It's just
fits
a
into
boogeyman movie, man. Get out of here.
Exactly, but you spin it as like a child's storybook. Yeah, come on, dude.
It's like Coraline.
That's my wheelhouse, man. This is your
pretty scary.
This is your wheelhouse. That one is mine. So just mind your lane.
2 tidbits here that took me some time to find for this film. The original ThanksKilling was shot in 11 days. This film, Thanksgiving 3, took over 50 days to shoot. The last note I have is the exterior shots of Uncle Donnie's place are actually of a miniature house built on a putt-putt course the filmmakers found in South Dakota.
Who just got production notes? That's insane.
There you go. It took me some. I'm not kidding.
I was curious if you watched a documentary about this on YouTube, like you do for.
What's funny is I actually watched a couple minutes of the documentary. They have.
There's a documentary about it.
Well, they have like little clips and shit.
No, behind the scenes footage or something.
Yeah.
I did not even look for those. So
who do you fell asleep on during the rabbit hole there?
It goes a lot into like them putting together like all the puppet shit, and I actually really like that stuff. So that was kind of cool. But the movie as it came together is a big steaming pile of shit. But
wait, man, save it for the end.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get started on this thing. Bear with me because the way it's going to read is going to sound like a bunch of random shit happening all at once.
It's the way it actually happens.
The only way to experience this movie is to watch it. Like, there's no way.
I'd be interested to find a plot synopsis online. I actually went to peek at one after I had finished just so I can like recap everything. I couldn't find one. Yeah, there's no Wikipedia entry for this movie.
I read something. This dude tried to summarize it in 2 sentences, and he was saying something along the lines of Turkey has lost, somebody had taken Turkey's means of income or some shit, and then he wanted to like seek vengeance. I'm like, did this motherfucker even watch this shit? Who wrote this, Hootie?
Damn
it's
it,
a film
Hootie.
about corporate monsters, fellas.
It's the first 20 minutes of going to sleep after that. It just says Z's. It's the last like 3 lines.
All right, let's butter this biscuit.
Yes, sir. Your pee-pee.
Pee-pee?
Your gravy chode, sir. I'm afraid we lost it.
You lost my dick? Yeah, I mean, we didn't lose it. It just misplaced it.
Yeah.
No dick, huh?
With an opening to rival that of the original, ThanksKilling 3 starts once again with tits, this time in space. In a spacesuit that should be mandatory for future space exploration, a woman floats adrift, tits hanging out and sagging like a motherfucker. Moments later, the bimbo was blown apart by everyone's favorite foul-mouthed feathered fowl, Turkey. That was actually Wanda Lust from the original film.
She came back.
Yeah.
I think you had the same comment in ThanksKilling 1 about a Wanda Lust. So.
Shitting on this lady's breasts.
Yeah, they were pretty rough. That's the thing. There's no gravity in space, and they still look terrible.
There's a lot of A lot of camera time, a lot of screen time for the breast. It's kind of hard not to get, the male gaze is just hard to avoid.
Did anybody take down what his quote was? Turkey's quote when he blew her apart?
I don't remember.
It's from the nice tits, bitch, in space. Oh, Turkey. This opening, however, isn't that of ThanksKilling 3. It is, in fact, the opening of ThanksKilling 2. Allegedly the worst movie ever made. Cut to present-day Earth. Out in the desert, what seems to be the last of the ThanksKilling 2 merch and media lies in ruins and aflame as a figure from outer space lands amongst the rubble. On its shoulder rides a large worm who berates the robot-like figure he calls Muff. We also learn that these are acquaintances of Turkey, and that he's going to be super pissed about all his beloved sequels being destroyed. Meanwhile, in his 80s sitcom-inspired home, Turkey, once again voiced by director Jordan Downey, celebrates his 514th birthday with his wife and son Nibbler, who is voiced by Preston Autry. After a commercial hyping up Uncle Donnie's all-in-one turkey processor, the Pluckmaster 3000 on the TV, in which Johnny and Darren from the original ThanksKilling make an appearance, the family learns the breaking news that ThanksKilling 2 has been shelved and will never see the light of day. In a fit of rage, Turkey once again breaks bad and slices his wife's head in two and absconds with his son, vowing to retrieve a copy of ThanksKilling 2 and showing his work to the world.
So I will say I did like this little sitcom bit. This was probably my favorite parts of the movie. When she started baby birding the baby and just vomiting all over his face.
Is that how
that shit had me rolling.
Is that how turkeys eat? Do they fucking do that shit?
That shit had me rolling, man.
Turkey was not into it either. He was grimacing.
I don't want
Get the fuck away from me.
I don't want no grandma's stupid cake.
God, dude.
That fucking
The set
voice.
looked pretty good though.
That's
I
the
thought
thing.
it was funny. Like I was like, this is like it's weird meta, but it felt, I don't know, something like he was going somewhere new. We just didn't maintain that.
It was like Family Matters, but with turkeys.
Yeah, then he like cut her head in half. That was a pretty
Yeah,
cool little horror shot
was-
there.
Remember it from Family
that
Ties.
was so good. See, the movie it starts off on a decent foot. I think.
Yeah, I was okay with it to this
But
point.
yeah,
I was
part of the
actually
whole-
laughing out loud.
Part of the whole behind the scenes shit is them actually putting all this stuff together. This was made like by hand.
Oh, you mean the
This
whole set?
entire- Yeah, this entire like sequence.
I like how he cut her right down the middle.
Yeah.
Didn't chop her head off, just right down the middle.
And here's where the movie just fucking roller coasters downhill.
This is
And
the
I-
precipice, man. You get like the first, the roller coasters go, tick, 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 tick. And then we just fucking go.
In a dumpster, we meet Yomi, who is also voiced by Jordan Downey, as she looks for her lost mind. Amongst the refuse, she discovers Greg Garbage, a pile of trash come to life. Greg, along with a hallucination of a cartoon cat, bestowed the sole surviving copy of ThanksKilling 2 onto the young puppet, thrown away and forgotten in the bottom of the trash heap. Passing by that very same bin at that moment is Uncle Donnie, played by Daniel Usage, who agrees to help Yomi find a piece of her mind through the power of Thanksgiving or something. This movie is convoluted as fuck. Continue to bear with me.
So we should probably make a rule with this pod where you're not allowed to ask questions. But what the fuck what was Yomi about? Like, is that supposed to be, I don't know. This is like the
Yeah,
real
it was-
world. It's a puppet just walking around, but it's not supposed to be a puppet. It's supposed to be like a creature that puppets are based on.
That was supposed to be a cat.
I don't know what the fuck, man.
I thought Yomi was a cat.
No, Yomi's just like a Muppet style like puppet.
But it's not a person though. It's supposed to be a creature that created
puppet
that
hole.
puppets are based on.
Well, yeah, I guess in this universe,
We're already
like,
going down a fucking
Turkey-
rabbit hole we don't
what
want to
Turkey
go.
Joy is being forced to answer these questions.
Well, Turkey's an actor, right?
I guess so because he's in a movie, right? That he's trying to fetch.
like
He's also a serial killer.
animals and creatures and shit, it's like it's normal. It's normalized. So it's not weird to see a puppet.
So when she's in the garbage can, is this when we see like the backpack cartoon
Yeah, I didn't even say
hallucination
anything
thing?
about it. I wasn't even gonna go into that.
The part of that I loved the most was one of the cats. His nickname, he said, "Clitoris Chris," and he was the tough one.
I'm the tough one of the gang.
I was like, "That's
Yeah.
my new nickname. I'm gonna use that." Hey, it's me, Clitoris Chris.
Fucking 15 years ago, this would have been like my favorite movie.
Yeah, this is definitely made for 12-and-a-half-year-old boys.
Uncle Donnie was given a solid Billy Mays impersonation, though.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
trying.
the infomercial? Yeah, the infomercial was great. Did you marry your wife not because she can cook, but because she can fuck? Like, it has South Park type, like,
Yeah, I got a lot of
TV,
South Park
like,
vibes.
commercial shit throughout.
This is like if Trey and Matt didn't have like the talent to get over the top, you know. If they had flamed out, this is what it would have resulted in.
Aboard a seagull taxi, Nibbler informed...
Keep it together, Joy. Keep it together.
No, it goes back to
It's
the
a
whole
turkey
fucking-
on a
the-
seagull.
No, it goes back to the whole thing. The seagull was like a commercial on the TV during this whole sequence beforehand when they were in the, the 80s sitcom style thing. And it was obviously an Asian turkey because the way he was fucking talking. You need a ride? You have wings but no can fly? It was,
I think that was.
that's the reason we're
what's he-
talking about a fucking seagull right here, okay? This is just coming out of left field. You got to watch the movie.
You'd have to watch this movie.
You
Yeah,
gotta watch
dude.
this movie at least once. I mean, shit, it's an experience. But it doesn't mean it's a good. It doesn't mean it's a good experience, but it's an experience.
This is true. It's an experience.
In the spirit of the season, think of us as the Orphan Annie decoder pin for this film.
Joey's gonna explain all the rules and details of this world.
Oh yeah, by the end of it, you'll be fucking educated to this shit.
Oh, okay.
Aboard a seagull taxi, Nibbler informs Turkey after a phone call with the evil Turkey's agent that the last copy of ThanksKilling 2 was tossed in the trash, along with every other copy being destroyed. In another fit of rage, Turkey punts his son from the sky taxi, killing him in the process, but not before co-opting the adolescent bird's soul to do his bidding. Nibbler's soul finds its way to the last DVD of ThanksKilling 2 in Yomi's backpack, as the pair arrive back at Uncle Donnie's place. Inside, Donnie's partner in crime, Jefferson, played by Joe Hartzler, who was actually in an episode of one of my favorite TV shows, Community, is getting verbally destroyed by his wheelchair-bound mom, Lois, a.k.a. up-and-coming rapper Flois, voiced by Mark M. After some detailed explanation of the pair's idea for a Thanksgiving-themed theme park named Thanksgiving Land, and the reveal of the Pluckmaster 1, which was an obvious disaster, Turkey follows his son's soul to the group and cuts Jefferson to pieces. Before Turkey can snatch his prize, Nibbler, now a part of the DVD itself, is sucked into the pantry against his will by a strange voice, followed by Flois, Yomi, and Uncle Donnie. I just fucking put Uncle right here. Uncle Donnie, who are transported to a forest somehow.
So the Jefferson character was pretty funny too. He
Yeah,
cracked me
was
up a
so
bit.
good, man.
I'll give him that much.
Yeah,
I like at one point when Yomi first comes in there, he's like all up on her. He said, "This little bitch be in and out of jail her whole life," and he had like a butter knife to her throat. This is a weird ass movie, dude.
I don't understand. I have a note of what is happening here.
Dude,
With the
Flois.
grandma or the
Yeah,
mom?
fucking
Why
Flois.
was the grandma a puppet? She could have clearly been a real person.
I guess because she couldn't be too vile. I guess if it was a real woman, I don't know. It was fucking. She was really disturbing to look at.
He said, "You don't know anything about love. Love is about grabbing hold and never letting go and holding on for dear life." And she says, "Yeah, I had Dominique's cock in my hand and I put it in my mouth and I held on for dear life and I wasn't going to let it go. Is that love?"
And he was like dead.
And it was like a fucking...
You
it
want
was
to
like
tell
a,
your son about putting D'Angelo's cock in your mouth? That's what you want to be doing right now.
It was like a fucking... It was a Tim Dollar Store version of the Cartman voice. Like
And she kept smelling her fingers and shit, talking about.
"I don't do that, Dominique. Don't do that Dominique pussy smell. She would reach her hands down, stick him in a pussy, pull him out, and smell him. His Dominique's
He got up in her ear. He said,
Was it
"Would you quit
D'Angelo?
smelling your
D'Angelo's
pussy,
dick was in
mom?"
there. She kept doing it.
What
And
a
she's rapping.
wild
She's
ride.
dropping fucking bars. This
Oh,
was some
man.
really weird shit. It gave me some Aqua Teen Hunger Force vibes too.
Yeah, the Jefferson like body pile when Turkey
Oh,
showed
yeah.
up and cut him up was actually pretty dope.
Yeah, some of it, like, they were decent effects here. Like, the way they framed him answering the door, like he was in his own little space. And he was, like, turning around, talking about, I finally got my, what the fuck was he talking about? What his little butter knife on a stick was supposed to be.
That was his fucking iron pike.
Yeah, it was like he was going to heaven, and then we just saw the pile of his fucking flesh
long
everywhere.
pipe,
It
long
was pretty
pipe.
great. I like that. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. I feel like we go back and rewatch this movie again. I think it'll be more enjoyable.
I don't
think
think
we-
so.
if-
I really
You gotta
don't
get
think
over
so.
the initial like. You gotta get over the
What the
initial.
fuck is going on here?
Like what the fuck? What the
I
fuck?
think if this is your stopping point here, it's probably better in my mind. Because I was okay to this point, but once you get past this, it gets really fucking out there.
Traversing the forest, Donnie explains why he never finished the Pluckmaster 1. That it somehow led his wife and son to be torn apart by wolves when they went out to get stuffing.
He said he got stuffing with a side of wife and daughter. That cracked me up too.
A cloaked figure appears, revealing the origin of the voice that transported the four of them to their current whereabouts, the Featherworld. A wise turkey, old and ragged, arms Yami with a strange artifact, a wishbone, and bids Donnie to protect the absent-minded girl before sending them back to the pantry. Back inside the home, and after some pretty hypnotic techno, Turkey is able to get to the copy of Thanksgiving 2 from Yomi. Just as all hope seems lost and Turkey is finally won, Muff and his worm handler, Rhonda, burst through the front door with help from the robot's gun arm, knocking Turkey into the Pluckmaster prototype and out the window, plucked, stuffed, and fucked dead. Or so it would seem.
So what were these two characters doing, Joy?
What do you mean?
Were they after Turkey? I thought they were like his friends.
They were
I don't know what the
co-stars.
fuck was going on.
They were co-stars in ThanksKilling 2.
This is when I start checking out here. Because I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore.
Yeah, they were, I guess they're just coming down there to check, the current situation of what's going on with the movie. Why haven't they got their royalties and shit,
The audience
Okay.
might hear that the worm's name is Rhonda and think that it is a female worm, but it is in fact a male worm.
A bisexual male worm.
Identifies.
He had his like dick cut off at the beach or something like that.
Yeah, he lost his dick at one point too.
Yeah.
It's a way more detail than
You gotta watch the movie, because I'm not gonna explain all that
Yeah.
shit. It's a lot.
It's
It's a
tough.
lot going on. After some exposition by Rhonda about how Turkey cursed ThanksKilling 2 to kill anyone who watched it, the worm convinces the group that there is only one solution to their problem: to use Muff's particle beam generator that just so happens to come out of his ass to transport Nibbler and the DVD into space, to make sure
Out of
it
his
would never
asshole.
be seen by anyone. Out of his asshole, yeah.
asshole vortex, I think they called it.
Who do you want to tell them how they
How do you activate this thing, Hootie?
You have to crawl inside of his butthole, right? You have to
You
spread
gotta
him
stretch
open.
his
Your little
ass, you
worm
gotta
tail
stretch his
in
asshole.
his asshole and stretch it out.
There you go. This is about the time I started snoozing here.
Have you
This is
any of
it.
you guys ever been muff diving? That's what he says.
Yes, this is when it gets a little bit repetitive.
During the worm's speech and the several long, drawn-out shots of the vortex that the director was obviously proud of, Turkey, somehow still alive, uses his otherworldly turkey powers to reanimate other turkey victims of the Pluckmaster 1, rebuilding himself whole. Except for his dick, which he substitutes a chainsaw in place of, Evil Dead style. Gravy.
Gravy.
That, Hootie, did that not get a giggle out of you when he did that?
I got a giggle, and it's probably the best part of the film just because they acknowledged a much better film than this would ever be, yes.
Groovy. So is this an homage or is this a reimagining, are we taking like the elements of Evil Dead and making them even better by
I got to think that
giving a chainsaw to the turkey dick?
somebody who donated their GoFundMe money to this film asked for that to be in the film.
Hopefully they get to keep the chainsaw.
All hell breaks loose as Turkey attacks the group, ramming his chainsaw cock down. Ramming his chainsaw cock down Flois's throat, while his new skeleton minions attack the rest. Taking advantage of the carnage, Yomi is able to grab DVD Nibbler, but is cornered by the chainsaw-wielding Fowl. Using his new cock for the final time, the evil Turkey dismembers the mindless girl and takes off through a nearby oven into Turkey Hell, finally ready to enact his plan for ThanksKilling 2. At the instruction of Rhonda, Uncle Donnie begins to shove his hand up the Moshless Yami puppet hole, but the Moshless Yami's puppet hole, but she thankfully snaps to before he fully penetrates what I assume is her puppet ass. In her unconscious state, she sees her lost mind inside the stove. And with that, Yomi and Rhonda head through the small opening in the stove, descending into Turkey Hell.
The music was fucking dope.
Oh, yeah, the music in itself.
That's what we got.
That's my one note here. During all these like trip out scenes, they do a whole lot of like, they look like literally like E&M music videos, you know? They're pretty fucking cool.
EDM?
Yeah, EDM, sorry. Music videos.
You better
Why?
say some sexual shit. You're going to have to damn go on Pornhub.
Some
to
S&M
find
music
EDM.
videos.
Why was Donnie so awkward about shoving his hand up Yomi's puppet hole?
Because she's not a puppet, I think is what they explain here. She's like a creature, and every puppet that we know is based on these creatures.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fucking, I don't know why that
Yeah,
matters.
it's a strange
Moving
one.
right along.
It's another like joke for him. Somebody sticking themselves inside of another person. Again, this is like the third time they've done this bit.
After traversing through countless turkey carcasses, ass-smelling rats, and sexually frustrating skeletal guards, Yomi and Rhonda spot the father and son duo, just as Turkey pops Nibbler into his doomsday device, a piece of tech that will stream to every electronic device in the world, and curse all those who see it, including those stupid refrigerators that have pictures of what's going on inside of your fridge.
Nice. There's an app for that.
I just added that. I just ad-libbed that shit. Cranking up the power, we see visions of people massacred by turkeys to dubstep music. No longer able
Good
to stand.
fucking music.
I know, right? This shit was fucking dope.
Music was dope.
Yeah, I loved it. No longer able to stand by and watch, or maybe no longer able to listen to the music, Yomi and Rhonda emerge, intent on stopping Turkey's plan and getting Yomi's mind back. But Turkey, as usual, is one step ahead and sends his new creation, Franken-Turkey, a.k.a. Blarth, voiced by Bridge Stewart, after the duo. After some masterful diversionary tactics by the worm, Yomi is able to snatch Nibbler from the contraption as well as Rhonda, and make their hasty retreat with the Franken-Turkey close behind. Just before they reach their exit, Blarth takes a chunk out of Rhonda's tail, only to run smack into Muff and his cannon arm, meeting his untimely end. Free from Turkey Hell, the group are reunited and joyful until they discover Rhonda's fate. Torn in half and bleeding out, Muff holds the worm close to its chest, maybe a little too close as he smushes it into a gooey, bloody pulp. Unable to live with himself, Muff commits Robo-Sudoku.
That music was fucking dope.
Music was dope. It's another note.
Alright. Truth be told, for me, I actually really enjoyed this part of the movie.
Oh.
This was
Pretty
too
much
far
when,
in.
When
Okay.
they go in the oven and come out of the oven is like my favorite shit.
Tell me what happened, Joey, since you understood this.
Well, I don't know. It's just like not even like the story, just how it was like done and shit.
It's like some
Like,
never-ending story.
It's like
type
never-ending
shit.
story, Labyrinth, and all that stuff.
Yeah, it definitely had that feel of what was that big Netflix project a couple years back?
Oh, baby, that was fucking
With all the
Dark
puppets and stuff.
Crystal, man. Age
Yeah.
of Resistance.
Yeah, it definitely had that vibe. I could kind of see his inspiration there, but I won't say I don't know the creative team attached to it, but the production value just wasn't there, you know.
Have you fellas ever played the butt cheese game that the little rats are playing?
The butt cheese game? I never played that. You want to
Yeah,
play?
the butt cheese. You know, you eat cheese in the morning, and then you switch as an asshole to figure out what cheese that you've actually eaten.
Motherfucker said, Asiago. Hell no, brother. That's Cheese Whiz. Oh, Cheese Whiz.
Shit.
Here's how the game works. You eat cheese, and then the next day, you smell the other one's ass to see if you can guess what cheese it is. That's how you play butt cheese.
And then the other rat couldn't figure out what the smell was, and Yomi had to speak up and say, string cheese.
She knew.
And then there was a whole commercial for fucking string cheese in here at 1.2, right?
This is string cheese. You love it. Fuck you.
It says none of that farm-raised cow shit. This is all grown in a lab. This was just random out the ass. And then those two turkeys, they like had this whole punchline of the one turkey had like, he said he shot gravy in this lady turkey's eye. And he repeats his story like twice. And that's it. I'm like, what is going on here?
That's kind of a callback to the first one where the girl said the fucking...
oh, the gravy-flavored condom. That's right.
No, not that. Where they repeat the joke. Where that girl keeps talking about... Who was that? Who was the little girl who her mom and daddy murdered her and blamed it on somebody else?
JonBenet Ramsey?
JonBenet Ramsey.
Oh, yeah, they kept dropping that
like,
joke.
She kept using the same fucking joke. It's like, I think this is kind of like a callback to that.
Man.
I did forget about the Johnny Ranch too, yeah.
I don't know how you guys can forget about that. Taking this opportunity to make yet another grand entrance, Turkey pops up ready to take back his prize. However, making an equally opportunistic grand entrance is the wise Turkey, who uses his ancient power to video morph the two birds, setting up a Super Nintendo-esque video game duel circa 1993 to battle to the death. Both Donnie and Yomi scramble to repair Muff to open the vortex, but to no avail. As all hope seems lost, a familiar voice chimes in. It's Rhonda Worm, reborn and regenerated. The worm climbs into the hole in his friend's head and activates the vortex. Back inside the video game, Turkey is able to fell his rival with an axe and emerges, grabbing Yomi by the throat before she can chuck the DVD into the vortex. Turkey proceeds to choke the puppet before he can finish the job. She lodges the wishbone that the wise turkey entrusted to her, blowing the evil turkey to pieces. Yomi scrambles free and grabs Nibbler, but is unable to bring herself to chuck the little shit into space. Turkey, ever the resilient fowl, bites onto her leg as she's stuck in the vortex, only for Uncle Donnie to grab her hand. Nibbler, now resolute to be anything but like his father, knocks his dad's grip free from Yomi, atomizing Turkey into space. Yomi has a vision of her lost mind, beckoning her into the vortex. She thanks Uncle Donnie for all his kindness and lets go of his hand and is sucked through the wormhole. The next day, Donnie begins work on Thanksgiving Land with his new partner Rhonda Worm and the newly rebuilt Muff, interwoven with Pluck Master's AI. And so ends the shit show that is ThanksKilling 3.
We made it, fellas.
Yeah, man.
Whew, I think I woke back up.
So the first one was like a parody of a slasher, right? That's what I took out of it. What the fuck was this supposed to be? What was the vision?
This was a mismatch of like a bunch of different jokes, I think. I mean, there was like something of a story, something of a plot, but it was interwoven with just so much out of left field shit.
As you've noted a few times, Chris, great music.
The music is fucking dope.
Great music.
This would have been a banging ass music video. Could have saved us 90 minutes.
We could just sum this up in a nice, 3-minute long music video. I think we could have wedged it all in there, too.
Imagine getting that script, like even as an actor, and be like, we're going to shoot this. What the fuck is this? The Donnie guy's a legitimate actor, right?
Oh, he's a... Okay. I thought he was part of the crew or something.
He actually had He had the best delivery of anything we've seen attached to this or the first project.
Yeah, him and Jefferson were both actors. Jefferson's actually been in a decent amount of shit.
I know that the director, the Downey dude, was in film school when he made ThanksKilling, the first one. So maybe these people he met in film school that hopped on to help a friend out for some reason.
I got $100K to make this. That's insane, dude.
What if I handed you the script and said, "Hey, fellas, help old Hootie out.
Give me $100K, buddy. We'll make it. I'll get some dope ass music for you."
Thanksgiving Land doesn't sound like a great theme park, but it sounds like a hell of a restaurant. Just Thanksgiving food all
I don't
day,
know,
every
man.
day.
You
Cranberry
imagine
sauce out the
turkey
wazoo.
all year long, man.
Maybe if it's just like on the weekends or something. You know?
dry
I
as
don't know. I don't know if you can have anybody in there like on a Tuesday at 2 p.m. You know, It's
Eating
fucking- can't
5
wait for
different kinds of
Thanksgiving.
starches.
Maybe like they're open from on Saturdays from like 5 to 9 or something. That'd be nice. All right, boys, that wraps up the holiday for us. What kind of memorabilia we taking home from ThanksKilling 3?
Honestly, I don't want a damn thing from this film. But if I gotta pick one thing, give me the chainsaw, just because of the Evil Dead connection. That's the only thing I could come up with. So there you go. And the chainsaw had a name, but the name escapes me.
I went with the chainsaw as well. I said I felt like it was a bit of an improvement on the original. I'm just kidding, but yeah, give me the fucking chainsaw. It's the only thing I could think of as far as any kind of standout prop or anything unique that wasn't a fucking puppet itself.
That's a cop out. You both are copping out. Give me the long pike in Jefferson's entire costume. I fucking love the colonial aesthetic. I know it's going to be a tight squeeze, but I'm sliding into those pantaloons and getting strapped with my long pike to fuck some shit up. And I wish I had that suit that I could wear for this Thanksgiving.
Security, baby.
Security in heaven. Yeah, he's doing security in heaven. What the hell was her rap, dude? Fuck.
She has some pretty good reps.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Let's get out these grade books, get these letter grades written down for the second attempt here for Mr. Jordan Downey. ThanksKilling 3, Hootie, what did you think?
Mine is short and sweet. Well, maybe not so sweet. ThanksKilling 3 lacks the charm that the first installment had and was unexpectedly able to pull off. The first film, I thought, was good for what it was. ThanksKilling 3 was none of that. It was hard to watch. It was hard to follow. I fell asleep. That pretty much sums up my review. I give it a massive, massive F in big red Sharpie.
So this is our first completed horror franchise in this podcast history, and by golly, did we pop that cherry just right. This movie is every bit the sequel to what is unabashedly one of the worst movies, horror otherwise, I have ingested in many years. That being said, the music is fucking dope, and some of the compositions here are genuinely close to, quote-unquote, not bad. Had a few belly laughs, several eye rolls, and some mild head-banging at times. All that being said, Jordan Downey has had 2 cracks at making a horror comedy, and maybe this iteration would have been better served by just about anyone else. But I'll say, yet again, music is fucking dope. I'm going to give this a D-.
All right, truth time, as I talked about earlier. I fucking love puppeteer movies and shows. I don't mean like Sesame Street or the Muppets or any of that type of shit. I'm talking about Labyrinth. I'm talking about Gremlins. I'm talking about Neverending Story, The Dark Crystal, and The Age of Resistance, or Era of Resistance, excuse me. Hell, I even liked Mystery Science Theater 3000 as a kid. The rest of the movie was like the last 20 minutes or so, which is when they went down into the actual like turkey hell. I might have actually considered this a decent movie. However, the movie is anything but. It's a mess. Don't get me wrong. There are moments where I genuinely laughed out loud. Jefferson was fucking fantastic. Some of the side comedy was, it gave me a chuckle. But these moments came between long stretches of me asking myself what the fuck was going on and checking to see how much time was left before I didn't have to watch this shit anymore. ThanksKilling was bad, sure, but it wore that badge well. It knew what it was and reveled in it. ThanksKilling 3 is just bad, period. It's a shotgun blast of abstract ideas, humor, and plot. The music and the obvious admiration for puppetry through creators, however, the only redeeming aspects of the movie, in my opinion. Someone needs to chuck this shit into space with ThanksKilling 2. What we have here is a certified D. Now, with all that said, Adult Swim obsessed teenage Joy would have loved and defended this movie to the death.
Alrighty, that puts her to bed. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Whew, so glad that it's over.
That's it. Let's recap some audience scores. Mr. Joseph was null here, as it was his choice. Thank you, Joy. So, between Hootie and I, our stab at the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes for this masterpiece was 14 from Hootie, a 25 from me. The actual score is a 29, baby.
Oh.
Ding, 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 ding. It's a W for your boy. Unfortunately, we're going to have to punt because we do have a mandatory assignment coming up here. Not far out from the Christmas holiday. We're due a little bit of a break, so we got one more flick to get in before old St. Nick comes down your chimney. So, in our traditional sense here, we're going to do yet another in the sequence that we're calling A Nightmare Before Christmas. Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Freddy's Revenge.
Oh, yeah. Freddy's back, baby.
Our next piece of horror foray.
You talking about a fucking roller coaster?
Let's fucking do it.
Getting back to the good stuff after this ThanksKilling 3 nonsense.
Is this the good stuff, though? That's my question.
Great stuff.
All right, folks, we can hop on YouTube. If you want to play along, we are going to watch the trailer right
85.
from 1985's Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. Let's go.
Someone is coming back to Elm Street. He is not friendly.
All the blue points.
Damn, the fucking fire was coming out of the grill already?
And he is not a welcome visitor. But he has something terribly special for the new kid on the block.
It started to happen again. Dad! I'm in trouble. You've had some scary dreams, okay? Help!
This looks like some straight-to-video shit.
There's something inside him.
Fight him! You are not
I like this
afraid
film.
that it doesn't even exist.
Freddy Krueger is back on Elm Street.
Damn, dude, that was fucking hype the way he jumped in that window.
Fight him!
Watch out for him.
Yes.
He'll be in your neighborhood
Fucking
soon.
stunt man, obviously.
A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 2.
You are all my children now.
Freddy's Revenge.
Shit, man.
Totally.
So where the hell did they play these trailers back then? This was like during Monday Night Football or some shit when this came on TV.
Yeah, but it would have to be.
So yeah, we got nothing at stake here, as this is a mandatory assignment. Let's just take some stabs with our gloves.
See what you did there.
at the
Whoa,
score.
gloves? No, you mean fucking fingernails, bro.
Me
Our
glove.
fingers. Let's take some pokes at the score here with our.
Isn't this the one where
gloved
he got
hands.
fingernails that are fucking knives?
You just saw it in the trailer.
I don't fucking know. I have zero recollection of any of the images we just saw in that trailer. So
I remember the actress because she has a really weird face.
I think this is sitting at a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes.
52.
Okay, you fucking optimistic. I'm going 35.
This is the audience score.
Yeah, I'm going 35.
Audience. Alrighty, folks. Thank you for listening. Check out the website, horriblefilmschool.com, to find us on all podcast platforms, as well as links to all the social outlets. Give us a follow, leave a review, send us some octogenarian mixtapes. I'm going to offer my support to women confined to wheelchairs and forced to consume nonstop hip-hop. Keep hustling and turn that frown into a crown.
As always, if you're hearing our voices, tell at least one person you know. Spread the love. Spread the campaign. Check out the website, horriblefilmschool.com. That'll send you links to the Instagram page, which I pretty much run. Come over there and talk to us. Talk to me. Happy to chat. And I am off to get back into the world of Elm Street. Pretty damn exciting, fellas. I'm out.
Thanks for the likes, follows, listens, shares. We appreciate your time and attention. Join us for our next episode where we reacquaint ourselves with Freddy in 1985's Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. We hope you had a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed.